lot of things happened. Yes, some untimely turnovers, some bad possessions, and more importantly on the defensive end, we couldn't find consecutive stops that would have allowed us to get a little bit more separation maybe after having that 3-point lead.
When a guy like Rondo is playing like that, triple-double, I mean, what can you do to stop him?
I mean, some of the things that he did, obviously we can stop in terms of, I guess, some of the offensive rebounds, that he was able to pick up. He made some shots. And I think there were some times early in the game when he attacked in transition, where seemed to be an emphasis of theirs to maybe try and attack early before we can get our defense set. So, those are things that, we'll have to make note of. And
Derek, in the NBA Finals, storylines develop. One of them is the officiating, and star players such as Kobe Bryant picking up a fifth foul with 11:15 in the fourth quarter. But you guys can't control that. You have to go out and play. But still, is it frustrating considering how many fouls are being called in the first two games of this series?
I mean, from the standpoint that there's really not a lot of rhythm, to the game. I think for either team, I think that's the biggest impact, but I don't know if it's worth discussing. Like you said, we can't really control it. You still have to go out there and really do your best to play your game and try and accomplish the things that you're playing for as a team. And those things will work themselves out. We'll adjust to them, they'll adjust to us, and still the best team that night will still figure out a way to win the game.
Is mood angry right now? Are you guys mad? I'm just as a team, as one of the captains of this team. What do you guys go into Game 3?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we don't take this well. You don't ever want to lose at home. When you're as good as we are. But this is a part of the process. If you want to be the best, you got to be able to get back up when you get punched. And last year we lost a game at home against Houston, and we lost a game at home against Denver, and the back and forth topsy-turvy of sports is what it is. And the best are able to respond. They responded tonight, and now we have an opportunity now, on Tuesday night to respond to this game.
How are you going to get out of the break tonight?
I think they just forced the issue more. I think there were some times where maybe a poor decision or maybe a poor shot selection led to a transition opportunity. But, I think even some times where we were fairly, good at getting back defensively, I think they just forced the issue, in particular early in the game. And, they obviously watched some of the action from Game 1 and felt that it was important, in particular with our size and length around the basket, to try and get some scores early before we can get all our guys back.
When Ray is going the way he was in the first half and you have to start base guarding him basically in the second half, how does that spacing of the floor impact your defense?
Yeah, it makes it tough because you're basically in a 4-on-4 type of situation, but then if there are then screens involved, then it almost becomes 4-on-3 because one guy's getting screened. And so that makes it difficult, but, as great as he shot the ball, those are things that we can withstand. I mean, I think he was the only guy other than Rondo to make a three-point shot. So even with 11 threes, I mean, coming off of playing the Phoenix Suns, that's not necessarily a lot of threes made. One guy, yeah. But, the 13 offensive rebounds or 15 offensive rebounds, however many they had, those are things that we can control even with a guy shooting the ball well.
The second, are you at all concerned that, Kobe had a subpar night for Kobe? Pierce didn't really get going either. Garnett didn't really get going either. And yet they were still able to figure out a way to win the game here.
Yeah, well, a lot of that is by default in terms of the fouls and situations that a lot of guys are in. And so, it's tough for guys to find rhythm. Lamar Odom hasn't had the opportunity to play in the first half in either game. He's picked up 3 quick fouls, I think, both times. So, those are things that are happening to both teams. And, we got the best of it Game 1. They got the best of it tonight. And, Tuesday night will be a lot of fun.
Derek, you mentioned about it a couple other times before. It's a perfect example about one game to the next doesn't really go a whole lot.
No.
Especially in the finals, right?
I mean, a 7-game series in the finals. I think you're not being very smart to think that you know how things are going to happen, how the series is going to go. Two of the best teams in the game, capable of winning, in any place, on any court. You just have to go out there and play the game, and they did a better job of it tonight. And, obviously, we'll want to respond and give ourselves a chance to win on Tuesday night.
Derek, you mentioned out of character. You guys go 1 for 9 down the stretch, 3 turnovers down the stretch. How out of character is that for you guys to not be able to execute in such, crucial, clutch type of situations? You guys usually thrive in.
Yeah, I mean, 3 of them were just kind of, Kobe had to get a couple up. Ron had to throw one up. So, still even out of that, I guess you could say 1 out of 6 were, real possessions. And, so then, out of those 3, being turnovers, it's just not, who we are. We're capable of doing better than that. But I think it was taking place all game. I don't think it was something that we're executing great for 45 minutes, and then for 3 minutes the execution broke down. I just don't think we did a very good job the entire game of consistently executing the way we need to offensively.
You talked about
seen
Mark.
3 consecutive series now. Darren Williams, Steve Nash, and now Rondo. How is he kind of rising in the conversation of best point guard in the league? Triple-double performance in the NBA Finals tonight, obviously.
I mean, he's a very good player. He's on a very good team. His skill sets fit what they need. And he has a lot of opportunity to do what he's doing out there. They've put a lot of confidence in him. He has a lot of confidence, and he's playing well. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about that right now.